Good morning. The SA Institute for Drug-Free Sport has confirmed Thando Dlodlo's 2.5-year ban after a failed drug test. The 100-meter runner's questionable sample came from last year's national championships. Dlodlo's failed test means his World Relay Championships teammates also suffer. Now, to chat more about the ban, we are joined by the Institute's Khalid. Galant. A very good morning to you, sir. Just, if you can, talk to me about the type of substance that was found in Thando's system and why it's on the banned list.
Good morning. Thando was tested at the SA National Track and Field Championships in April 2021. He was tested amongst quite a few athletes, since it was a national championship and it was the precursor to the Tokyo Olympics. He tested positive for testosterone and its metabolites. Testosterone is a banned steroid in sport. We got the result back and was able to process it and informed him in June. And that was subsequently after he had already competed in the World Relay Championships in Poland. So the way the rules work in sport, when you test positive, and you are informed, but you competed in the interim period before you knew you tested positive. All the results are disqualified, or any medals earned will be taken away. So in this case, the gold medal that was won at the relays in Poland at the World Championships will be returned to World Athletics.
All right, and that was going to be my next question, because Thando did participate in Poland at the Relay Championships last year. So does this mean that his teammates, Akani Simbine, Giflo, as well as Clarence Munyai, they also unfortunately lose their gold medal, right?
Unfortunately, you're correct, because it was a team event, and in this case, the rules of athletics, if one athlete in the relay leg tests positive, the entire team is disqualified.
Is there anything Thando can do? Is there chances that he can appeal? Is that even an option?
Thando pleaded guilty and accepted the decision, and hence he received a reduced sanction of 2.5 years, and that was because he cooperated with us and he didn't contest the decision and pleaded guilty, so accepted the charge. So if you go through that motion, you kind of forfeit your right to appeal because you're pleading guilty already.
So, 2.5-year ban, if you could just explain, is it a ban from all athletics events, anything to do with athletics? And once it's over in December 2023, does everything go back to normal for him?
Correct. It's a ban from actually all sport. So Thando cannot decide, okay, I'm banned from track and field or athletics, I'm going to go play cricket or rugby. It's banned from all sport. He cannot coach, he cannot compete. When his ban expires in 2023, 6 months before that ban, so it will be June of 2023, he can start training. He can't compete. He can start training so that the transition when his ban expires is quicker and he can get back to his professional sport competitions.
Yeah, Khalid, what informs the duration of a ban? So he got a 2.5-year ban. What informs that? Is it the strength of the ban, the fact that he pleaded guilty, or the type of substance that was found?
All those factors that you mentioned play a role in the ban. Some athletes, when they do contest it, when they plead not guilty, they obviously have a disadvantage, because if the panel finds them guilty, they're going to generally get the full sanction. But testosterone is in the category of a steroid, and steroids normally have a minimum of a 4-year ban.
All right, just very quickly and lastly, Khalid, South Africa, sadly, very worryingly, had one of the highest years for doping, 2020, 2021. Just how bad was it this year? And it must be quite worrying for SAIS, isn't it?
It's always worrying, and it affects, obviously, the national psyche when we have such a high number of positives. If you recall, when South Africa, the Springboks won the Rugby World Cup, the chatter in the European media immediately after the World Cup was, like gossip about whether the Springbok team is clean, based on the high number of positives across the board in South Africa. So it does affect the national sports environment, but again, sports federations are working actively with us, and it's a small percentage. We have to bear in mind, yes, we report on the positive athletes, but the overwhelming majority of South African athletes are clean and embrace anti-doping values.
All right, thank you so much, Khalid. Thank you very much for your time. Unfortunately, we're not talking good news, but hopefully we will start to see improvements when it comes to doping in the country. That was SA Institute for Drug-Free Sports CEO, Khalid Galant.